In the glamorous shadows of Hollywood, where stories are often bigger than life itself, there existed a secret that only two men knew. Johnny Depp and Will Smith, two giants of the silver screen, seemingly worlds apart, once made a pact that could have changed the entire course of their careers. It all started in 1997 at a private, invitation-only after-party thrown by a legendary director in the hills of Los Angeles. Back then, Depp was deep into his roles of eccentric outsiders, while Smith was riding high on his blockbuster success after Men in Black. They weren't supposed to cross paths that night. But fate, or perhaps something stranger, had different plans. The story goes that Depp and Smith found themselves alone on a dimly lit balcony, each nursing a drink, both staring silently at the sprawling lights of the city below. In that rare moment of honesty between two rising stars, a strange conversation unfolded, one that would remain buried for decades. Both men admitted a deep, hidden fear. They were tired of the expectations. Tired of playing the roles people demanded, not just on screen, but in life. And so, on that moonlit balcony, they struck an unusual agreement. If one day either of them felt like the industry was about to swallow them whole, they would walk away from Hollywood not alone, but together, no headlines, no announcements. Just disappear, a secret pact of escape, a vow of silent rebellion. For years, it remained just a whispered memory. Each man soared to unimaginable fame. Smith became the epitome of the all-American superstar. Depp, the eccentric, beloved pirate of cinema. Their careers, their personas, were meticulously crafted masks. No one suspected the hidden pressure, or the promise waiting quietly in the background. Then came 2022, Depp's legal battles, Smith's infamous moment at the Oscars... The world watched, judged, speculated. But no one knew that, behind the scenes, the old pact was stirring a wave. Whispers began to surface in Hollywood's underground circles. A plane ticket booked in Depp's name, destination unknown. Smith's team abruptly canceling public appearances without explanation. Two careers, two storms, converging silently. Were they about to vanish together, fulfilling a promise no one knew existed? Some say they met, secretly, in a small villa tucked away in the Italian countryside. Some say they spent 3 days without cameras, without agents, just two tired men remembering why they made the pact in the first place. No one knows what was said, no photos were ever leaked. Only a rumor, spreading like wildfire among those who dared to believe. The pact was real, and in the end, they chose to stay, not because they needed Hollywood, but because they had already won. Because sometimes, true victory isn't the awards you win... It's the freedom to walk away, and deciding not to. As the sun set over the rolling Italian hills, two figures stood at the edge of a quiet vineyard, the warm breeze brushing through the olive trees. Johnny Depp, with his worn leather hat tilted low, stared at the endless fields ahead. Will Smith, hands in his pockets, kicked a small stone down the dusty path. No words were needed. The silence between them was louder than any conversation. Then, almost without thinking, Johnny reached into his jacket and pulled out an old, crumpled photograph. It was from that first night, the night of the pact. Two young men, laughing under the neon lights, eyes full of dreams they hadn't yet dared to chase. He handed it to Will without a word. Smith looked at it for a long moment, his jaw tightening ever so slightly. A bittersweet smile crossed his face, the kind you wear when you know you're carrying something precious that the world will never understand. Slowly, he folded the photo and tucked it into his shirt pocket, right over his heart. No promises were spoken aloud that evening. There was no need because they both knew the truth. Their friendship was never about fame or cameras or applause. It was about survival. It was about them, the dreamers who had once made a foolish vow under the stars. And as night fell, they walked back toward the villa, side by side, two shadows blending into the darkness. The world outside would keep spinning, hungry for drama, for gossip, for heroes to rise and fall. But Johnny Depp and Will Smith had already made their choice.